It is in that moment you have done your best and you know it for yourself. You're in control of the situation more so to your best ability and capacity.
It has to be with joy and reverence.
So all your energy is focused onto one point and you will see a lot of unwanted residues dropping away.
Om SUSHUMNA, Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah. So Shruti, today let's speak about something which many people keep asking us questions about, and they must be coming to you also. In the internet there are always some terms and concepts which just take it by a storm, and one of them, which has been the longest standing I think, has been about being mindful, being present. And I feel that the understanding about the word probably is not as it should be. So can you first start by explaining to us, what does being present mean? And that is mindfulness, right?
To some extent, yes.
Then tell us that what is being present, and then therefore what does being mindful mean?
So let's just simplify this. Being mindful is you care for the present moment. You care about the things that you're doing right now. So right now you and me are chatting. So my mind is here. I'm aware of what I'm saying. You are aware of what you're listening. So we're being mindful.
Okay.
So imagine you've conducted every minute of your day being conscious of every word you choose to speak or every thought you manifest. That is mindfulness. It's just conscious behavior, moving from unconsciousness to consciousness.
So since we are getting recorded, we are mindful about what we say should be right, well-meaning, well-worded, because we care for what is happening in the moment. If in case I lead my entire day like this, then you would say I'm being mindful. For example, if I get up in the morning and I have to leave for work, and I do each of the chores like making the tea, or my daily brushing my teeth, making the tea, cooking the food, telling people things, giving my help instructions. If I am conscious about all that I am doing, then I am being mindful.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So let me understand what is not being mindful, then probably it will explain what being mindful is. So would it mean that if I walk off from my bed, take my phone, keep on scrolling into WhatsApp, get inside the bathroom, pick up the brush, put it over there, put the paste.
The mind is doing something.
So that means
mind is caught up with another entity, body is doing
something
else. So
then that is not conscious.
You're not aligned. It's not conscious behavior. You're just driven by your patterns, unconscious patterns. So the moment you have taken responsibility for every action, the way you conduct yourself in the world, you are mindful, and you will see a lot of unwanted residues dropping away.
So when you say unwanted residues, would mean patterns?
So say I have just walked into my living room. My maid has just come accidentally and dropped something. If I was mindful in that moment, I would respond to her, saying, can you just watch out? Can we do this differently? The tone would be different. Versus if I was in an impulse reaction, I was unconscious because my mind was stuck thinking, did my son reach school and this lady dropped something here? And then I freak out. What is wrong with you? Are you out of your mind? How could you just do that? So what am I doing here? I'm causing himsa. But what if I was conscious? I could have avoided that residue. Because what does himsa do? All of us are human beings. We have a conscience that we return to end of the night. When we are rude, when we practice himsa through words or actions, we feel guilty at a later state.
Okay, so does it mean being mindful means whatever I have done it consciously, will never have regret following that I could have done it better or I should have done something else? Is it that?
It is in that moment you have done your best and you know it for yourself. It doesn't stop you from getting better. There's always place for inspiration.
Okay, so it never happens that, oh, I don't know why I did it. That state will not happen.
You're in control of the situation more so, to your best ability and capacity.
So to come to that stage, Shruti, it will take time, I think. So what are the small things that one
Time,
can...
patience. This
Yes.
moment it can happen. You decide, do you want it to happen to you?
Okay, I hear you. So for a person who's suppose watching this and is constantly troubled by this idea that I'm not mindful, what are the small steps that one can do or take to become more mindful? What do you think one can do?
Simple things can be is walking in nature, trying to walk barefoot. I'm starting from using the body as a tool to become mindful. So the earliest form of mindfulness meditation that we hear about from Nepal is walking meditation, with which Buddha had practiced. What he would do was he would walk in the garden and he would be fully present as to how the feet are getting in touch with the Mother Earth. How is each sensation in his body changing? So you're completely consumed by what you're doing in that present moment, that you're not being carried away by anything else. So it's a form of meditation, it's a form of grounding. So all your energy is focused onto one point. So you can start with sipping on your tea mindfully, not reading the newspaper. So avoiding the distractions. Okay, reading one article and trying to fully understand word by word. It can be listening completely to a person without making any self-talk or drawing judgments, but listening to understand, not listening to just give a reply. Simple practices that you can bring in every moment can give us the power to be mindful.
Okay, so let me put it like somebody earlier who would struggle with the mind just wandering away. So when I would read a book, I have read half the page, and then from half to the 3/4 page, I have read. My mind has articulated those words, but I have not understood the meaning. So what I would do is I'd go back again. Till the time it would frustrate me so much that I would make it an effort that while I'm reading, I'm just being mindful about it, so that no word escapes my attention. So that's one thing I've done, so I know what you're saying makes a lot of sense. The other is, I also, since I read, I also listen to books. When I'm listening, also it happens that I've listened for 5 minutes and my mind has wandered.
Takes you to a different experience or unresolved issue.
Anything which is happening, so again go back and read it. So what you're saying is that we can practice being in the moment with any small activity that we do.
Abhyasa and Vairagya. Going back to the Yoga Sutras, keep practicing, go back to it, and let go of things that can drain your energy.
Okay, so I've picked up 2 important things from what you've said. Being mindful means being aware and make conscious choice at that moment of whatever you're doing. You also said this can happen through steady practice, and you don't think anything exotic is required. It could be any of my senses are involved with something, I am fully focused on doing that. And then you just mentioned the abhyas right now, so I'll just add on to that. And you said that this needs patience and time. So the Yoga Sutra says abhyas needs, there are 3 parts to making an abhyas perfect. So the first is, it says it has to be dirgha kal, that means it has to be for a long time. You can't practice mindfulness like for 10 days and say, oh, this is not working out, and give it up. It has to become a way of life. So that is dirgha kal. Second is nirantar, which means nirantar, continuous. It has to happen every day, every day, every day. So I suggest it would be a wonderful idea to pick up any small thing and practice it every day. And the third is pick up something which is with satkar asevito, means it has to be with joy and reverence, something which you like to do. So don't pick up something which you avoid doing or you don't like to do. Pick up something which you like to. For example, if you like listening to music, so be it. If you like dancing, so be it. If you like even eating, I think people love
sipping a cup of coffee with being mindful. Yes.
So you're engaging that sense, whether it's your eyes or ears or tongue while you're tasting. make sure that you are fully aware of that which you are consuming. And I think if that practice, and which is why I think they say, chew 21 times, these are all
They become very
yes,
mechanical.
mechanical ways to probably drive through something which was sensible, but it has lost the meaning. So that practice will lead to some amount of mindfulness, and then wait for it till it becomes the part of you. And let's just share a couple of experiences that we've had with our practice, and that might become inspirational for someone. So for